Today, I am going to give you 5 insane opping tips that will take your game to the next level and help you become the best opper you possibly can be. The op is an extremely hard gun to master because of the nature of the one shot, one kill, and I'm going to make sure that you guys have a little bit better of an understanding of what you need to be able to do by the end of this video. So let's get right into it. The first tip that I'm going to give you guys is actually open up your console and type in CL_Bob. We're actually going to make sure that we have all of these values as low as they possibly can be. Starting with the lower amount, make sure that's on 5. And then just go down the list, guys. Make sure the lowest values, I have them at minimum values. The Bob version 0, the lat 0.1, the vert 0.1, and then the Bob cycle, guys. Make sure this is as low as you can be. And one thing I do is I just type 0 for all of them, and it automatically gives me the lowest value that it can be. So make sure your Bob cycle is at 0.98, and make sure your Bob up is at 0.5. And what this does is it actually makes it so that your scope does not move around when you're scoped up, and it also works for your guns. Do you see how my gun is not moving up and down like this? And when I'm scoped up and walking around, it's not going like super high like that. That is because of these Bob values that we just put in, right? And I find it extremely useful when I have the scout, because without these values, the scout is going like up and down like this as we're moving around, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And with these Bob settings on, I can focus a lot more on the game, and it makes hitting shots way easier. It makes, you know, moving around with the up and scout so much more effective, and it makes my life easier for everything. Even on, you know, pistol rounds, my guns aren't moving around up and down with AK. Just in general, it makes your life so much easier as an opper, and it's a value that you need to put on. Now, before we get to the next tip, guys, I have a message from the sponsor of today's video. Hey guys, make sure to check out CSGO Net. On CSGO Net, you can play with upgrades, trade-ups, and of course, so many different cases with extremely cool drops inside. Here's an example of one of the cases. I unboxed a pair of Shadow Daggers Doppler for huge profit. I also used their upgrade feature to get an M4A1S skin that I love while making profit with it. Withdrawing on the site is extremely easy. Simply go to your profile, find the skin that you want, and click claim. So guys, if you want to play on CSGO Net, they have so many options on how to deposit. If you use code CoJoMo, you will get a 40% bonus to your deposit. That is insane. For those of you lucky enough, there's a limited code CoJo that will get you a 100% bonus on your deposit. Link to CSGO Net will be in the description. Alright, now that we have that message out of the way, let's talk about the next tip, guys. And that is going to be finding pillars around the map, right? And what do I mean by this? It doesn't even need to be like on overpass, the big pillar on B site. I'm talking anywhere where you can play around different sides of an object, right? Let's take Mirage for an example. The reason oppers love this little area right here is because there's so many different angles you can fight around, right? I could post up here, get 1 kill. Come here, get another kill. Then play here. And what I'm doing is I'm isolating the fights on all sides because I'm using a wall that they cannot shoot in front of, and they have to swing me from different angles, right? So find pillars around the map that you can swing around and that you can use to your advantage. It's just going to give you cover, and you can peek around each side. It's so useful and just a great way to play the game. And, you know, even look on B site here at this kind of pillar. You could op here super effectively, even though it's not the most traditional spot, because they never know what side you're going to peek on or what passive or aggressive line you're going to be holding. Pillars are your friend inside of CSGO as an opper, and it's so vital that you know how to use it and, you know, have the ability to op effectively from these pillars. Even look at triple over here. You know, it's a shootable. It's you're able to shoot through it, but it's just another pillar. Find these pillars and you're gonna find success inside of the game. Now, the next tip I have for you guys, tip number 3, is learn how to no scope. I know it seems really silly that you would even need to learn how to no scope and practice, but there is so many situations where you can bail yourself out of, and where instead of dying, you actually get a kill just because you know how to no scope and you have this idea of where the center of your screen is, guys, right? And the only way to get better at no scoping is to actually just get into a practice server with bots or a DM session and actually just work on no scoping. It's totally a feeling based thing, and you'll be surprised actually on how accurate no scopes can be, especially at close range. It's why they call the op the shotgun, right? You can come around and you don't even need to scope up. You can just shotgun them from close range, and it's so effective. So if you're not learning how to no scope, you're not learning, you know, the full potential of the op, and you're gonna not be fast enough in some situations because you feel the need to scope up when maybe you shouldn't be, right? So it's very important to understand that. Now guys, as an AWPer, one of the most important things that you need to understand is tip number 4. We need to understand how to manage our economy, right? As an AWPer, we obviously want to get the AWP in our hands as much as we possibly can. And I know it sounds like common sense, guys, but there is so many rounds where we shouldn't be buying even nades, even an upgraded pistol, when the rest of our teammates maybe can afford that because they're riflers. The AWP costs $4,750, right? So it's an expensive gun, and we want to be able to get that as many rounds as we can. And when we're on a eco round and we're buying P250 and flash or armor, a lot of AWPers fall culprit to buying a deagle. It really hinders our ability to get that AWP in the next round because we chose to buy something that we shouldn't have in the round prior. So make sure that we're always being smart when we have the AWP, and we know that, you know, when it makes sense to buy and when it makes sense to save, because you're going to have to save a lot more than your teammates, and you're going to have to understand economy management way more than your riflers. So that is on you, and it's something that you cannot sleep on, and it's something you have to take seriously. Now guys, the last tip I have to give you is actually one of the most important that I do not see players doing at all inside my pugs at lower levels, and that goes hand in hand with the economy management, guys. It is saving the AWP. There is so many players that do not understand that you need to save the AWP. I just told you guys how important economy is inside of this game as an AWPer. And when the round is, you know, not in your favor, when the percentages are very low, you need to find a way to just save the AWP into the next round. There's way too many AWPers that are trying to go for 1v3s constantly and doing these things, when if they had the AWP into the next round, it actually gives them a higher percentage to win the round and get more impact than trying to go for a 5% chance at winning a 1v3 with 20 seconds left, right? You guys need to learn how to save this gun, and it's very boring. It's not it's not traditionally what players want to do because they come from games like Call of Duty and other fast-paced titles. But saving the AWP is going to be your key to becoming a better AWPer, because you're going to have it in your hands more. And like I said earlier, the more you can get the AWP in your hands, the more success you're going to have. So without keeping the AWP into the next rounds, you're never going to find impact with the gun in the server, because you're always going to be on a rifle, you're always going to be on a scout, and you're not going to have the one shot, one kill potential that this gun provides. So it is so vital that you understand when to jam time, and not before matches. That's not the type of jam time I mean. But you know when to jam time and save, and when to actually go for it. And it's just all about percentages and understanding that as an AWPer. So yeah, guys, this has been 5 insane tips that you can use in order to become a better AWPer inside of CSGO. Let me know what you guys think about these tips and what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. I'm always listening to your feedback, and I'm trying to become the best channel I possibly can to provide information for you guys and to get you guys to the top of your skill ceiling, right? So we're going to keep pushing, and we're going to keep playing as hard as we can and making sure that we make our dreams come true. So thank you guys so much. Peace out. Bye.